Hello everybody and welcome back to Connor here. Welcome back to In Full Swing, and we are back here with another rumour mill. I hope you're all doing fantastically well, and we're back here with some transfer news, some actual solidified transfer news, an actual update. Come on, get in there. An actual update. Leeds United are getting close to signing an individual of the name of Rodrigo, who is absolutely, I will be absolutely over the moon with this signing. A lot of you will turn around and say, oh, he's only scored this amount. It's La Liga. He's a Spanish international. Atletico were after him. Barca were after him like 4 or 5 months ago. Guys, come on. We've got to look at this realistically. What an unbelievable signing this guy was. Can play anywhere across the front line in that 3 behind the striker. Can play as a striker. He's 6 foot tall. An unbelievable record for Spain. A decent record for Valencia. You look at, obviously, assists, goals, separate things, but goal contributions, which is it all together, it combined together. God, he's had a good season. He's had a really good season. In the Valencia side, who've had a lot of trouble. So, how is everybody doing? I've had 74 comments already. Morning, guys. Morning. Sorry if I can't quite see every single one as well, guys. Tonight will be the announcement of the competition winner. So make sure you are locked in here with In Full Swing with Late Night Leeds as we talk about Patrick Bamford in the Premier League. I know a lot of you are going to enjoy that one. A controversial one to start. And so make sure you tuned in for that. That competition announcement winner will be announced right at the very end of that video. So stay tuned as well. We are sponsored by Ship Bikes USA. Go get your customized, your detailed, your tailored bicycles, motorcycles, of course, at Ship Bikes USA. If you are to do any business within the Leeds United family as well, I would like to say, happy marriage, Jake T. Smith. Me and my gorgeous partner Claire got engaged last week on your birthday. I think it was on his birthday. Could we please get a shout out? Hello, Jake. Happy marriage to all you guys over there. Now, all of you guys are here and you're talking about one thing and one thing only. It is Rodrigo. This entire podcast is, well, not podcast, is it? This entire show, this rumour mill is going to be about that man. It's going to be about Rodrigo. 35 to 40 million apparently Leeds are looking in for him. Victor Orta has flown over to Spain today with Radrizzani, apparently to convince Rodrigo that Leeds United is the home for him, with competition, stiff competition from Atletico Madrid, who are also interested in the Spaniard. So this is just the levels that we're working at now, guys. People talking about not wanting this geezer. I can't believe it, and I'm going to break it down for you right now. Now, as we've spoken about before, this Rodrigo thing has been gaining legs. Hector Gomez is the Valencia lead correspondent, a very respected correspondent over in Spain, and he's coming out and saying that essentially for 35 million, Rodrigo's services could be acquired by the English club. Now, the reason it's 35 million and it's been slashed in half like a Primark deal for a T-shirt is because of the market, the economic market we're in. This is what we always talk about on the rumour mill, about how, you know, we can't quite get the full value at this moment in time for our players, but also the beneficiary of that is other players in the top leagues are cheaper because of the economic market right now. Absolutely plummeting. So Rodrigo would have been going for 60 million. Now we could get him for 35, 40 million. Bargain. Absolute bargain. And let me tell you why as well, getting into this video, looking at the analytics, the statistics behind this individual. Now, the Marca as well. This is when you know it's serious. Spain's sort of lead newspaper coming out and saying Leeds very interested in Rodrigo, and it looks like, apparently from reading through this, doing a bit of English translate, we are over there trying to acquire the Spaniards' services. So this is something that is building momentum. We are looking at him. The reports last week from Spain, because Leeds reports are close. We don't hear anything from Leeds at this moment in time, which is fine by me. I like the professionalism of the club, but like we've seen with Cabral, like we've seen with Rodrigo, the articles over there, the journalists over there will break that news, and we will find out from those outlets. Those outlets reporting today that Leeds are massively keen and are over there negotiating with Rodrigo. So yeah, it's going to be one of those things that I've got to keep an eye on as well. This is just a Valencian response, which I saw, which was something that actually made me laugh quite a bit. 35 million, whether or not that's euros, 20 tomorrow, and 13 plus bonuses. Now, that just made me laugh. So evidently, Valencia are not happy with selling this man. Now, we'll get onto a little bit of Valencia news as well, just in terms of what their fans are reacting in the forums. But it seems like there is an absolute sea of people upset at this at Valencia. They're going to get a good fee for him, obviously. I mean, we knew back then we got absolutely... players got stolen, our quality players. Harry Judas got stolen under our noses for, 5-6 million when he should have gone for 20 million back in the day. So they've transfer listed every single player, have Valencia, apart from Jose Gaya, and they are looking for good fees for either or. But the prices, as we know, being Leeds fans, have to be slashed. Sometimes can be slashed by 70%. That's just the way of the market when you're in financial degradation, when you're in financial trouble. So yeah, very interesting here. And this is moving on to what some Valencia fans are talking about. 25 million striker at best. Valencia fan responded, in the role he played in the last few years, he is easily worth twice that. He was, in my view, except Gaya. Gaya is the only one who is off the transfer list, except Gaya, our best player last season, despite only scoring 4 goals. The problem is that he can only work with a striker on his side and is very difficult to place tactically. Great player in the right team, but that is unfortunately not us. The response from a Leeds fan, so he plays alongside another striker. Bielsa is pretty adamant about playing one up top with a number 10 behind him. Could he play that role? Depends what you want from your number 10. If it is a playmaker, then no. Very, very interesting. I thought this could open up maybe a 2 up front. We saw when Leeds were playing Stoke last season and this season as well. Sometimes we've deployed within the game the 3-4-1-2 formation, which actually saw Jack Harrison go in the hole and Pablo sort of just going behind Patrick Bamford in a sort of 2 going up top. Whether or not Bielsa will adapt his formation for that, whether or not we can tactically manipulate Rodrigo into that starting centre forward. You know, he's 6 foot, he's strong, he's quick, he's athletic, he's physical. Whether or not Leeds could do that, I'm sure we could, especially with Bielsa at the helm. Just got a £5 donation from Alex Big Brother. I have a shirt with Rodrigo on the back and ready to print it. That's it, mate. That's why we're waiting, isn't it? That is why we're waiting. But yeah, and back onto this as well. Depends what you want from number 10. If a playmaker knows. So what is his skill set? His biggest role is linking up the midfield and attack and holding onto the ball to let the rest of the team push up. He is super effective during counter-attacks and is technically brilliant and really fast on the ball in his head and legs. Guys, if this is such a poor signing, how are Valencia selling him for 35 to 40 million? How are Valencia fans absolutely gutted at him leaving? And how is he the second best player or the first best player in their team and getting caps for Spain all the time as their leading number 9 if he's a bad player? If he's someone who we're just dashing money on, he's an old player, why? Why would we do that? There is no point in doing that. We've got an amazing recruitment team, an amazing manager who we trust thoroughly, who has put his trust in so many players and developed players and made them into the players they are today. We are going in for a player who is a well-renowned quality player. Let me put this to you, and I've just seen this on Twitter. This is a conversation I had with my mate the other day, and I'm going to get this up right now, and we're going to go through a few social media comments because I just want to try get some perspective on things. This man, Bobby Firmino, Premier League, 31, 10 goals. 35, 11 goals, 37, 15, which was an unusual season for Bobby Firmino. 34, 12 goals. And last season, when Liverpool romped it, 38 games, 9 goals. Where would Liverpool be without Firmino? I've got a lot of mates who are Liverpool fans who say Firmino is the tick for Mane, for Salah. Why can't Rodrigo be like that for Harrison, for Costa, and add even more? Bobby Firmino taken out of that false 9 position everything changes. When Origi's in there, everything changes. Liverpool rely so heavily on Firmino, who kind of drops into a CAM role very, very effectively and frequently. You take him out, Liverpool are not the side that they were, because having a player who can do those roles is absolutely imperative in the system they play. Leeds would not be going for a man like Rodrigo, a man who's going to cost them 35 to 40 million if he doesn't fit in the system, if he doesn't fit into Bielsa's plans. They're not going to go for another JKA. That was a mistake. It's a mishap for me. This guy's proven. JKA had potential. We'd seen it. He'd had a lot of injuries, but he had potential. This guy has done it. He's done it at Benfica. He's done it at Valencia. He's had interest from Atletico Madrid still to this day. Barcelona 4 months ago. PSG 5 months ago. Guys, he's the real deal. Trust me, he's the real deal. And people as well saying we don't have Mo Salah, we don't have Mane. But that's not the point. That's not what I'm getting at, guys. What I'm getting at is the fact that certain players make teams and systems tick. Rodrigo would be that for us, and that's why we're in for him clearly as our number one target. That is clearly why we're over there trying to convince him to come to Leeds United and not go to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid. This is what we're competing with now. And I'm still seeing people turning around and saying, go for Eze instead. Do you know what I mean? Guys, look at the market. Look at where we're shopping now. We were shopping in Primark, which I shop at, by the way. But now we're looking at Harrods. It's a different ball game. And Leeds are doing so well. Just wanted to get that out there because I genuinely believe it's all going well for us nowadays. As we'll move on from that anyway. Last Saturday, Rodrigo Moreno did not play against Castellon, who I believe is Hernandez's team, because he was negotiating with LUFC. The Valencia wants to sell now and the English want to buy now. Around 35 million plus bonus is the figure that the English handle. Now, the reason I mentioned 40 million and the title of this video is 40 million is because that's the reported with all the add-ons collected. That's everything together. Now, if we can get him for 40, the fact we're offering 35, 40 million for a player is something obviously I've never seen. A lot of people has never seen as well. And I think it is one of those things where I'd be really excited to just see him in Leeds colours. Now, Squawker as well, a really good sort of footballing basis, which I look at quite a lot. Rodrigo nearly joined Barcelona as their emergency striker at the start of the year. Could the Real Madrid academy graduate now be on his way to Leeds United? Popey also stating that contacting Spain says Valencia are in meltdown and struggling to pay players' wages. So they need to sell whilst hoping to bring in Real's Borja Mayoral to replace Rodrigo. So not only are Leeds looking at this man, but the contingency plans are already being put in place by Valencia. Contacts have already got in place with their Borja, their next signing, for a cheap fee. So this is moving. Rodrigo is going by hook or whatever. He is leaving. Whether or not it's going to be Atletico, whether or not it's going to be with Leeds. I've actually seen an article that Leeds are outpricing Atletico here. So this is what we're looking at right now. Leeds are outpricing Atletico Madrid. You know what I mean, guys? So I'm just absolutely buzzing with what's going on right now. Just in terms of Leeds United. Now, this is the Spain team as well. And from speaking to a correspondent, I spoke to a journalist off air before doing this, and who fits into the Spanish national team more than anyone, who fits into the system, who has been the most consistent performer for the Spanish national team. You get it. 2 from the bottom, Rodrigo. 7 assists, 4 goals, I believe it is. And he's outperforming every other Spanish striker there is. So he's always the first player on the team sheet. Apparently, according to this individual that I spoke about, he makes the Spanish team tick. He gets goals as well. 19 goal contributions in 34 games. In the top league, not the Championship, not La Liga 2, not Bundesliga 2, not Serie B, the top league. And for Spain, this is, do you know what I mean? This is, for me, it's a really exciting, it's just a really exciting prospect that Leeds are actually going in. And this is his failed move to Barca. 5 things to know about that. Barcelona were chasing a striker due to injury to Luis Suarez. The Catalan giant showed a late interest in Valencia forward Rodrigo Moreno. Atletico Madrid were linked with the Spanish international in October. However, like Atleti, Barca could not agree a fee for the striker. Now, this was based on apparently them putting a £60 million euro price tag on Rodrigo, which, you know, if you to go to 60 million, it's a hell of a lot of money. We know Barca's recruitment hasn't been absolutely expert recently, but that's a lot of money for replacement for Suarez, just as sort of an emergency striker. But even just to be mentioned in the same breath as Luis Suarez is something that I think is just quite staggering, really. Now, I'm not coming out as well, guys, and always turning round and saying, look, he's going to prove it. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. It's the jury's out. The jury is out on this guy. Of course it is. All I'm saying is don't write him off before he's kicked a ball at Ellen Road. Don't write him off. We've not seen him. Have we been so enthused with all the signings we brought in before? Have we been sort of massively enthused with Patrick Bamford, Jack Harrison, Helder Costa because of his injury? I know I was enthused about that. You guys are like, Ben White. Have we all been that enthused about it before? We haven't. But then the players come in, they perform. They're under Bielsa. They're under that mold. They're under that training scheme. They're under that match scheme, under that mindset, and they turn and they play and they develop. And I just think we've got to at least give him a chance if he comes. Now, social media, this was from Sam Headhouse. I saw this. Pablo has won Spain cap, came from Valencia via Qatar, and look what he has done. Rodrigo has had multiple caps for Spain, has 18 goal involvement in Spain's top flight, and has been consistent in his time with Valencia. It's an ambitious signing for a newly promoted team. And as I keep saying, guys, going up against Atletico Madrid as a newly promoted team. Gav Anderson, Leeds fans, I'm nervous we haven't signed anyone yet. Rads and Orta are too tight. Also, Leeds fans, can't believe we're looking to spend 45 million on Rodrigo. Would rather have inserted anyone else. That money massively underwhelmed. This is it, guys. We've got to manage expectations. We're a newly promoted team. Us going for a player of that caliber is something that, we couldn't have dreamed of 6 months ago. I don't think you can look at JKA and draw comparisons with Rodrigo. They're completely different players. JKA was sort of in and out, as I've said, injury-wise. He was a promising player, hadn't really made it at Leipzig, was sort of on the periphery, did it sort of 2-3 years before. Rodrigo does it for Valencia all the time. He's a massive player for them. Jose Gaya and Rodrigo are apparently their top two players. If you watch my player profile with Ruben from Joe.co.uk, who does everything on Spanish football, he was saying Rodrigo is their best player, even above Jose Gaya. So it's not only his goals, it's everything else that he brings to the team. And I think that's a massive thing in this Bielsa team, surely. Now, as we can see here, Atletico Madrid's interest, this was in 2019. Apparently, they renewed their interest as well. Look at this, the place at the bottom there where it says Rodrigo set for Atletico Madrid medical at the bottom there for 60 million. And this is it. It's one of those where I think there's got to be a lot of happy people with this if this comes off. I genuinely believe that, guys. This is something as well that I got from a website. As a newly promoted club, the first order of business must be ensuring that the attack is up to standard. Something that we all waxed lyrical about last year. When Paddy wasn't doing as well, when Harrison wasn't contributing, when Click wasn't scoring enough goals from 40, 50 yards, when Pablo wasn't doing it as much in the early part of the season, we'd have absolutely craved for something like this. But in the Premier League, it's one chance. It's two chances. That is it. That is it that you're going to get against some teams. You have to put them away. And a lot of people are talking about his goal contributions. I think the differential is the fact that he's in the top league doing this. He's in the top league against top clubs doing this. Spain, 22 appearances, 8. I think he's got 8 or 9 goals. Consistently picked, brings so many other players into the team. He's versatile. He's always fit as well. I just see it as the perfect move, especially under Bielsa. But reports here saying at the bare minimum, if things go, having a reliable goal scorer could be the difference between staying up or going straight back down. As things stand, Leeds striking options are a combination of inexperience, Joe Gelhardt and Tyler Roberts, and those already deemed not good enough, J. Roy Grott. Now, his time at Bolton, England was good to me, he told The Guardian. You go to England, the physical demands. You've got no choice but to adapt, and that makes you grow. Working there daily, I enjoyed it. When asked if he'd go back, Rodrigo smiled before suggesting he liked it a lot. A move to Benfica followed Bolton, where he managed 27 goals in 67 league outings before settling at Valencia, where he enjoyed his most modest success at goal. Now, when we're talking about Leeds here, Rodrigo, and this is what I want you guys to remember. This is a fascinating stat and something that I will take as a massive, advantage of him coming to Leeds. And now it could be Leeds. Rodrigo is not cut from the same cloth as Luis Suarez, who is temporarily going to compete with at the Camp Nou. but he offers more than goals. And Bielsa, who is known as a researcher, as they come, would know, over the last 2 seasons, he's assisted 13 goals in La Liga. Only 3 forwards have more. Lionel Messi, Benzema, and Luis Suarez. Widening that data set just a little, only 4 forwards have created more of what Opta defines as big chances than Rodrigo. Now, imagine someone like that in and amongst Hernandez, in and amongst Harrison, in and amongst Bamford, in and amongst Helder Costa, Matthias Klick. Imagine that. Imagine that, someone who's going to be able to develop more chances. He's going to bring people in and around him. 19 goal contributions in 34 games in one of the, if not the best league in the world, some may argue. You know, this is the sort of caliber of player we are looking at right now. And I can't see, honestly, guys, I cannot see you turning around. Please don't write this guy off. Please don't comment under the, if we do sign him, touch wood for me. If we do sign, don't say, oh, another underwhelming signing. This guy for me is the real deal. Real deal. As I said, I've spoken to a couple of Spanish journalists about him. They reckon he's absolutely top draw. Look at his highlights. Go look at some games he's played in La Liga. Look at how he moves. Look at how he fit into our system. Could that player be Jack Harrison? Could that player be Helder Costa? Could that be Pablo? And think about this as well, guys. We're going to bring in more. So we're going to be bringing in more talent as well. More talent to link up with players like Rodrigo. We've seen that with players like Ryan Kent. We've seen that we are still bidding for other players. Cabral as well. Apparently his representatives are talking to people in England today about a move to Leeds. So maybe that coronavirus thing wasn't completely solidified, or maybe it was. I'm not 100% sure. I can't give you foundations on that. But this is the sort of caliber of player we're going for. We're going for more higher class players, and players like Rodrigo are going to be able to seamlessly add to those players' credentials as well as our own players' credentials. So I just think, I hope I've sold you on him. Listen, if I haven't, I apologize. And listen, I might be wrong. I just think there's so much there with this kid. I've watched him for Spain. I've watched him playing alongside David Silva, you know, Navas. I've seen him playing alongside these players, these top players, Morata, Sergio Ramos as well. And you just think he could bring that element of class, that get off your seat factor, that marquee signing that we've all been talking about. And now we're close to it. We've got to be excited. We've got to be excited. We're up against Atletico Madrid for a player. Can we get it done? Who knows? I don't know. But I tell you, I'd be very excited if we did. You know, we'll have to just, as I always say, guys, we'll have to just wait and see, because we do with Leeds. There has been 738 of you watching right now. If you've enjoyed this player profile, do me a solid, slap a like on the video. If you are new to the In Full Swing with Conor McGilligan YouTube channel, please, why not subscribe? It's free. That's all you need to do. Turn the notification bell on. You will be notified anytime I upload. The Discord chat is below. If you want to help the Patreon chat out, we have 9 members now. We have additional content on there every single week, 2 or 3 videos every single week. Make sure you go and help the channel out if you would as well. Check out Ship Bikes USA if you're interested in your motorcycles. Guys, I will be back to release the competition winner tonight on Late Night Leeds, as we do a special on Patrick Bamford. Make sure you tuned in. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you